Hello, hello, everyone. Happy weekend. Happy summer solstice. And I can't believe we're nearing the end of June. It feels like yesterday, Connie Jo and I did that whole Summer of Love first edition. That was May. We did that one in May. That feels like yesterday. I don't know about anybody else, but does anybody else feel like June just woof? I'm reading your comments. Hi, Zoe Samantha. Yay. I hope you got my email. I sent you an email like a month ago just checking in and to thank you again for your time and tell you how great it was. Hi, Moanne. Hi, Juan, of course. Hi, Tammy and Zoe. Hi, Katie and Peacock and Dolly. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Hi, Danny. Did I say Danny? Danny, Dolly, Tammy, Zoe. Hi, Nikki. My birthday is actually Monday. Hi, Shin. Hi, Odette. My birthday is actually Monday, 53. Just like June flies, like I kind of confused how I got to 53 because I feel like I have the experience. I feel like I've lived a million lifetimes in this lifetime. However, at the same time, when I was young, I thought 53 would be different because 53 looked different when I was young. But I don't feel it. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Venus Energy. So yeah, that's Monday, but I'll be back on Sunday to do a video. This was more like happy birthday Cancers, and because it's around my birthday season, I'm just gonna do a couple of giveaways. I'm gonna give away like 3 charts, a solar return, and 2 half an hours between today and Sunday. Hi, Monique. Hi, Amber. So my whole thing about my birthday is like it's another spin around the sun, and every person that's wandered in or out of my life has brought me something. Hi, Hannah. That I need to be grateful for because it's so hokey. It's part of the journey, right? It is all the little pieces of the puzzle of what makes me me, and how that strengthens, how I can have awareness. And let me tell you something, the last couple of months have been rough. I think it's been rough for everyone. I saw one person reference Dark Night of the Soul for sure, because as we grow, all of a sudden we have to recalibrate to how do we reconcile the environment we had when we were unhealed with the environment that allows us to continue to heal and to not slide back and to support that healing. And then, that's easier said than done, because when we're looking at environment, we have to look at who's conducive to the healthier environment now that we are a more healed, smarter, wiser, whatever you want to call it, version of ourselves. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a little piece of something. I know I'm just going to make it worse. Let's see. Hold on. I felt like I was super blurry. Okay. So on my birthday, I'm always super grateful. It's why I do the give back flash sale, which will start Sunday night. And that's up on my website, by the way. But also I want to give back because, one, I'm here another year. In 2020, on June 20th, I lost one of my lifelong friends. She was only a year and a half older than me. And so that was so unexpected. Such a vibrant person. So I just feel like, it's great to celebrate our birthday in all the other ways, but I really always want to sit in gratitude. Oh, wow. That's fantastic, Samantha. And if you didn't, there's, if you go look through my lives, there's one that's like all teal. It's got an ocean in the background and a question mark. Samantha was the guest reader, and she was amazing and quite frankly such a natural. So if you're watching and you have time later, go check that out. Yeah, I did something drastic. It's not done. This part's too, yeah, I decided to switch it up, and then a million other things got in the way. Dolly, happy birthday. Who else? Danny, happy birthday. Yours is Tuesday, so you're the day after me, Danny. So we have Danny and Dolly both with birthdays. Everybody wish them a happy birthday. So yeah, so I started this at like 10 at night, which wasn't a smart idea because at some point I gave up and I was like, I'll tweak it another day. So this won't be as dark, nor is it black. It just looks like that. And this will be a different shade. But I like to change it up, and it's the birthday. So, you know, fun. All right. So stay with me today because, today I'm going to give away a chart, a solar return, and a solar return report, and a reading. And also I'll give away 2 charts today, but they can be any kind of chart. If you want a synastry chart, if you want a progress chart, if you want whatever it is, when you win, you can have whatever kind of chart you want. It comes with the software, so I'm happy to give it away. Okay. Okay. Monique, thank you. Hey, Shauna. I was just thinking about you this morning, and I was like, I really have to, it's been a little crazy. I have to get your suggested list to you. And we're going to use the Shaman's Dream that I just got from Shauna, and our Queer Tarot as well. All right, so let's start. Let's do our usual, and then I'm just going to randomly give things away as we do all 12 signs. Happy birthday, Cancers in general. The last time we got together, it was still the lovely Gemini season. But happy birthday to all the Cancers. I know some people will be like, oh, Cancers, those private. Tough cookies. Cancers are tough cookies. If you haven't heard me say it, and if you have, I apologize. But I always say, if a Cancer's crying in front of you, they're just crying at your funeral. You just don't know that you've been cut out of their life yet. They have tried every single thing, and they cry when they're mad, and they cry when they're grieving. And a Cancer will grieve the relationship while they're still in it, because they're going to try everything. They are your ride or dies. So if they're crying in front of you, like upset, it's you're at your own funeral and you don't know, because they're at that point they're exhausted. I'm not talking about when Cancers are super young and they're emotional. I'm not talking about when they cry over happy things. I'm talking about, like, if their crying makes you uncomfortable, it's also their way of begging you to, like, hear them, see them, know them, and meet them halfway. Problem is when you're a nurturer and you love to nurture people, you will attract in people who don't, like, you. Cancers can also set up a relationship to feel like the other person's like, oh, cool, I could give 20%. They're going to give 80 all the time, sometimes 95. And they like it, so they can nurture me and fix it. Chef's kiss, top tier. Yes, yes, please, and thank you. And then all of a sudden, you know, Cancers are like, this is not 50-50. Yeah, well, that was not the advertisement you put in the paper. What you put out was, I posted it on my Instagram. There's and I'm sure she's joking, but Selena Gomez, who is a Cancer, I think she's actually a Cancer with an Aries moon, just like me. But she's at like a hockey game, watching somebody's hockey game, and she's yelling, I'm single, and I'm a little high maintenance, but I love you so much. And it's so funny because that's so Cancer. They're picky, but once they're in, they're in. But if they're crying in front of you, it means that you didn't take them seriously and you didn't hear them and you don't get it. And they're in the middle of their grieving process while they're still with you, because they're not going to regret it later. They're going to try everything. Ride or die, but then it's a DNR. That's Cancer. It's do not, once they have tried everything. So once you are on when they're done, they're really done. You're unlikely to get a rerun. Speaking of cardinal signs, let's look at Aries. First house stelliums, any kind of Aries placements. Also, if you're here, your guides got you here for a reason, and the message could come through any sign. So don't necessarily, if it feels right, then take it. Hi, Charlie. And if it doesn't, leave it. Like, you don't have to make it fit. Okay. This is interesting. Aries placements, first house placements. We have waiting, and the Knight of Cups is in reverse. So for me, absolutely, we are starting the readings. This is Aries. For me, when I see the Knight of Cups in reverse, there's two possibilities here. Either we are no longer accepting love bombing, or somebody, okay, that's what it is for this collective. It could be Aries that you're no longer accepting love bombing and like surface words. Hi, Maricela. Happy Cancer season. And you're going to wait for somebody, and you're going to be patient for somebody who like follows through. But what I'm getting, and I get physical signs. They're not subtle. When I feel something and they want to let me know, like, no, you're right, because my Virgo rising has serious imposter syndrome. So you see me be weird and my shoulders are moving all around. It's because my guides know. They're like, if we do not hit her over the head, she'll just think like, maybe that's not right, and she won't say it. So I'm supposed to say it. Hi, Neela. So what I'm really picking up here is that you were dealing with somebody who was very kind and generous with their words. They were, I want to call it schmoopy. I want to be like, they were, good morning, beautiful. Or they would say things like, where have you been my whole life? You get the gist. Those kind of really affectionate, like verbose and affectionate, sweet, kind of leaving you in no doubt of their affection. And there's been a reverse. The Knight of Cups is no longer the Knight of Cups. I don't know if it's just evened out, the honeymoon's over, and they still feel the same way. Listen, opposites attract, and I'm going to tell you that, especially if you're Cancer placements, if you are Aries placements with a lot of Aquarius, right? And even though there's not a lot that it's kind of in conjunct, right? So there's not a lot in common there, but you could have some Aquarius placements. It doesn't have to be an Aquarius, but that Aquarius energy where, you know, if Aquarius tells you they love you, they love you. They're not going to tell you 12 times a day. So, so really, this feels like you're sitting here waiting and you're not happy about it. I finally found the person. We had all the conversations. Like, I waited so long. This was the chemistry. This was lit. It was a vibration. It was a connection. Like, all of it. And now it just, all the good morning, beautiful, the good morning text, the checking in with you, like, all day long. Did I tell you today how, you know, amazing you are? That kind of stuff has maybe halted. Aries, I feel like we have to take another card to clarify. The fact that it's the Knight of Cups in reverse, I don't feel like they are a love bomber. I think this is somebody, I think you love, I mean, Aries likes the rush in and sweep you off your feet kind of energy. They like to do that for people, and they like it back. And so you could have been down with, you know, Aries also tends to have some like abandonment issues. Hi, NJam. So it could just be that like that constant reassurance felt really good for the little broken bits, for your reassurance that it probably soothed some part of you. It does not feel good when they pull back, and you don't want to have the doubts, because that messes with an Aries like sense of confidence, which is really like an identifier for them. They like being the feisty person that walks in the room and everyone notices. They don't want to be somebody's whiny little bitch. They're mad if you make them feel like that way. I mean, that's kind of a cardinal thing in general. Libra's less annoyed about that kind of thing. Yeah. Aries, you may be dealing with somebody. We pulled the Emperor card. Aries, which is Aries' card. You may be dealing with somebody that is either having panic that they're giving too much. They may have gotten bad advice that they are giving too much to you. Hey, Natalie. Oh, shorty, sorry. They're either getting bad advice or they're just having that moment. You know, whenever anything feels like too good to be true, we have that panic moment. Maybe I'm fooling myself. Maybe this isn't really happening. Maybe they're not, you know, you see one thing on social media or one little thing happens and they're without full communication. You have somebody here that maybe one or both of you need not a big ego death. I'm not saying you're an egotistical a-hole. I am saying that one or both of you should probably let pride take a back seat and really communicate this better, because I feel misunderstanding at the crux of some kind of, and it doesn't even have to be romantic. It could be like that person that you connected with at a friend, work, whatever, and then all of a sudden, from talking all the time, you're not talking all the time, or they seem to be hanging out with somebody else, and everybody's feelings or pride are hurt, and there's not communication, and it feels like where I thought we were, you know, yin and yang, or I thought we were, I'm thinking of an incident when I worked at a photo studio, my God, like 25, 26 years ago, as a second job. Yeah. And there's just a misunderstanding, and everybody's pride gets in the way, and there's bad advice in there. We are on Aries. Yeah, I think that, I just think that there's some misunderstanding, Aries, with whatever separation or shift in a relationship that you may be feeling. It's like everybody's questioning it, but nobody's talking about it. Everybody's just making assumptions. The communication part there is going to be key. All right, let's look at Leo. Okay. Yeah, because the impulsiveness exists still with Aries. They'll come back down as quick as they come up. So like if you have the communication, here's the thing. People can see Aries as like somebody who like pops off, you know, or is quick to anger, and they can make assumptions and move around and navigate off those assumptions. But the other thing is that if you have a conversation with them, they'll apologize. Aries has no problem apologizing. They're just, their emotions, their passions are right on the surface. All right, Leos. How are my Leos? How you all doing with the Mars and the Venus conjunct moving through your placements? I mean, it won't be that way for every Leo placement, but it's also good for 5th house placements. And if you hear it and you feel like it's for you, it's probably for you, because your guides will get you where you need to get. If you're just joining, my birthday is Monday, so I'm feeling generous. We're doing chart reports and a reading giveaway today. And also, it's 10:29 on the East Coast right now. And my special is up on my website. The prices won't go live until Sunday night. But I mean, I think there's like $44, $45 off one of the appointments. Like I do big, huge, giant chunk because it's my gratitude. Presents have been arriving a lot from you lovely people at my doorstep. And I just think when we're receiving, we should make it secular and we should give back. Hi, Adva. Okay, let's get Leo on the board. So we're doing extra giveaways today. That one wanted to come out, but it didn't. So rules are rules, or what my guides tell me I listen to. All right. I don't know how this keeps happening, but there seems to be a theme. Thank you, Adva. It's Monday, actually, but you guys will see me Sunday. It was supposed to, it says happy birthday Cancer, on the thing, but the Cancer part's so light. So King of Cups, and now we have the Prince in another Knight in reverse. This is Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles moves so effing slow. Now, is it annoying? Yes. Are they trying to be here for a long time and not just a good time? Also, yes. So sometimes they're annoyingly slow because they're trying to make it work. Also, sometimes they're annoyingly slow because they have anxiety. Sometimes they're annoyingly slow because they're a fixed sign and they're not somebody who's good with change. You know, I see the Prince, the Knight of Pentacles as kind of Taurian myself. What's interesting is we can see he's not even trying to ride the dang horse. He's sitting on the back listening to music. The horse is like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go in that bow position and chill for a minute here. We are going nowhere. Now, when it is upside down, which is how that came out, now it's on the floor, and that's where it will stay. When it comes out in the reverse position, the Knight of Pentacles can mean a couple of things. One, it's dead stopped. There was like slow progress and now it's dead stop. The other thing is, whatever the obstacle is, I can also see that as moving. Now, because it came out with the King of Cups in reverse, we love a King of Cups. He's emotionally mature. But, you know, when it's upside down, you can have somebody that's hiding their emotions. And that's what I'm feeling. Hey, Little John, that, and hi, Odelia. That is what I'm feeling around this, Leo. It seems like a lack of progress because somebody is absolutely hiding their feelings. They're either feeling overly vulnerable, I don't know what, but they're hiding their feelings for sure. You're not getting a full story from them, and it's, I could see where it'd be frustrating. You know, with Leo, Venus, and Mars kind of conjunct, and they're showing up in everyone's chart at some point in some house. That's going to create a collective energy of a lot of things. It could be really racy energy in a good way, but it also can be pride. It can be acting out in a conflictual way or in an angry way, or in a busy way, to not, because Leo wants to be seen and heard. Hey, Corey. Leo wants to be heard and seen, and you know, their feelings are hurt if they feel like they put in effort and they're not seen and heard. So that Mars and that Venus going around together can be a little tender. It can be hot and it can be tender. So depending on where it is in your chart, it's showing up somewhere in your chart. You have Leo somewhere in your chart. We might get a collective thread here of frustration or miscommunication, because when you're angry and attracted, or when you're conflicted and feeling magnetized to something at the same time, when there's also a lot of other funky transits going on. It can be a little frustrating. Harness that Gemini Mercury right now. It's where it wants to be, and talk. Especially if you're somebody who doesn't speak enough. Yeah, everybody has a Mars return. I mean, we have a lunar return kind of once a month. The moon is going to sit on your moon once a month. But yeah, there's a solar return. That's your birthday. That's when the sun returns to the same spot it was when you were born. So you have a Mars return, a Venus return, all of that. They're just not as significant. Hi, Hollywood. Thank you. It's Monday, so you'll still see me Sunday, but thank you. All right, we are on Sagittarius. Okay. Woo! Sagittarius. You got the Two of Cups and the Knight of Wands. There is fire. There is passion. There is... now, for a lot of you, this is not somebody that maybe you're supposed to have. I'm feeling this right away. This might not be the most convenient person to have. It's not just, if you're questioning whether it's just the heat, the chemistry, that way, if it's just a sexual attraction, it's not. There is a simpatico, a reciprocation. This is Venus in Cancer. Very emotional. And this person feels probably what you feel. For some of you, you're wondering if it's only the one thing. It's not. And for others of you, I would have to take a look at your chart, Shorty, to give you an answer, because it would depend on where the house was. And I don't know off the top of my head. But Sagittarius, this may be an inconvenient thing, but it's a real thing. So if it's inconvenient, I also have to tell you it's very real. You're not imagining it. It's not a distraction. I feel like before there have been people or things that have been distraction, because Sagittarius can be kind of anti-conflict. So distractions play a part a lot of times in Sag's charts or in Sag's lives. And this is also for if you have ninth house placements. But this is not just a distraction. This is something very, very real. You get both. There's kind of no other interpretation. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Hey, Juan, do me a favor. It happens hardly ever, but there's somebody at my front door. So I'm going to give Juan, if you don't mind, why don't you think of a number and have somebody guess it? And whoever does wins whatever kind of chart they want. And then you can all do that contest. Is that okay with you, Juan? All you have to do is think of a number and then have people guess. You can make the range whatever you want, 20 to 40, or there's about 28 people. So like a 30 number range is probably good. Wait, give him a second. Give him a second and let him like breathe in and think of the number. All right. Don't guess yet. Wait. Let him breathe in and think of the number, and then you're trying to connect. So if he doesn't have the number yet, you can't guess. Hold on. Okay, everybody's on the same page. And then I will be right back. I'm back. This is exciting. You were all playing very nice amongst each other. I figured this is a good time. I lost my power for like 2.5 minutes today, but it knocked out the Wi-Fi, and I was like, Lord, no, not again, because it has just been insane. Rain, hail, storms, lightning, thunder for like 3 days straight where I am. So I guess the neighbor just wanted to know if we also lost power and how long, because they weren't home and they wanted to make sure like their stuff in their fridge was good and everything. They just got back from vacay. You know, when you come back and your clocks are all blinking and all that good stuff. What's the number range, Juan? I usually do like 30 so that this way it's not. Dolly has it. 26. Was that because that's my birthday? That was clever if that's why you picked that number. If it's also just your favorite number. Dolly, so you can have whatever kind of, if you want a solar return chart, if you want a progress chart, if you want your regular chart, if you want a chart for somebody else in your life, if you want a synastry chart, if you want a chart with like, you know, your natal and your progress right now, it was 26. It was just a random number. Okay. Good for you, Dolly. Okay, so so you can just email me. You can go to SuzzyEvolutionary.com and there's like a contact tab. Quick and easy. Okay. All right, we're on Taurus. Okay. Taurus is anxiety ridden about something. Okay. Taurus, you gotta let things flow. There's anxiety about something. We have the Eight of Swords, right? Which is like being a prisoner of your own thoughts, holding yourself back, that kind of thing, right? Which Taurus can kind of do anyway because the fear of change movement, right? But we also have the Magician in reverse. Now, I am not picking up like deceitful, manipulative energy like that. What I'm picking up is that you're really in your thoughts or in your anxiety about what the current situation is. For some of you, it's financial. And God knows with Uranus and Taurus, which what seems like forever, it's only 7 years. But when Uranus is in Taurus, it feels longer because it's just such an unpleasant place for it to be. So I feel like I feel like I could use more fixed energy. So, but But I feel like there is trying to make a situation something it's not, because it'll be easier than the hardcore disruption that has to take place. And it's the stress or anxiety of the what hasn't happened yet that's slightly holding you back. But you're not letting things flow in. Okay, I'm getting this, and like, so I don't think this is for everyone. There's something changing about the world, like how things work. And it's really frustrating because it feels like there's a lot of other things going on. And whether it's like how you're making money or something else, it would be easier to like do what you know, do what's easy, do to if one thing could just be the way it used to be, you would be less stressed out. But I don't think that I don't. I can feel abundance waiting on the other side of this. Sorry, there's so much coming in for Taurus. I don't know, it's because I have a bunch of Taurus in here. There's like actual real abundance and security, stability, all of that waiting for you. There is also a resistance and trying to make things that they're not. I feel like you keep giving yourself a deadline. Well, if this doesn't happen by then I'll try it the new way. But I don't have the bandwidth to learn a whole new thing or to put myself out like that. You can push through this. But I'm going to tell you to like phone a friend, get support, ask for help. I know sometimes that's not easy for Taurus. But I feel so much abundance on the other side of this. Like, holy cow. There's just a resistance to, because you're stressed, because you're done, because you're drained, because, it feels like you don't have a lot of energy to trying something a new way. And I get that, but also resisting it is keeping you from a whole, like, I just feel something really good on the other side of the lack of resistance. Taurus, I'm going to take a shaman oracle for you. It's like you're right there. What they keep showing me is like it's you and like a chalked line in grass, like a goal line or a line in the sand, if you will. But they're showing me very specifically that like paint on grass or chalk on grass, whatever it is. And your little like Taurus hoof is like right there. But the other side of that line, even though it's just an arbitrary line, is like you won't put your foot on the other side of it. And on the other side of it is like the goal. The other side of it is the happiness. But it's just like once I go over there, then I have to do that all the time. Once I go over that line, then I'm committed to that, because if you're going to do it, Taurus, you're going to commit. And this obviously is good for second house placements. Ooh. Let's see if we can just get something that like could help you move out of that block. And it's definitely because you don't have the bandwidth. It's not because you want to be miserable. It's not because you want to be stuck. I keep feeling like some arbitrary deadline you're giving yourself. Well, like if it doesn't, this one thing doesn't work out for some of you, this is like job money. Some of you it's relationship. I'm feeling a lot of job money, and I'm feeling like you're sticking in the relationship until the job money changes. I don't know who that makes sense for, but like you feel like you can't leave the job, you can't leave the person or the situation or the relationship because the stability, you won't deal with the instability, where other people will be like, I will sleep in a cardboard box rather than stay another day with you. Taurus is not doing that. Yeah, so like it's all connected, but I feel like you feel like the first step is the money, the stability, the job, whatever. But the way you used to do things is not. Okay. I love these cards. These are new. These were a birthday gift from Shauna. So we all have her to thank. Mr. Fox, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Yeah. It's the until, exactly. It's mindset. Taurus likes instructions. Taurus likes direction. Taurus likes, you know, I'll kill it. I'll murder it. I will do it so well, and I will do it forever. I will do it the way that you want to. We will all be happy. We'll all make money. We will all be a great partnership. This will be so stable. Everybody wins. Venus, Venus, Venus. You're going to want to hug me, and I'm, you know, there's going to be cash for everyone. We're all going to be able to eat well. Very like Henry VIII abundance, right? And you're here for it. But you want that, things that don't have the direction, the path, the marked out place in which to follow, the recipe for it, it's a little, that is what I feel is causing the anxiety. You're going to have to heal that mindset, babies. And I love you. You know I love myself a Taurus. I love all the signs. I just happen to have a ton of Taurus in my life. PhD in Taurus. Okay. We are looking at Virgos. How are my Virgos doing? Little respite until you have a couple of weeks until I think Mars moves into Virgo. I want to say like mid-July. That's right. It's already in Leo. So you have a couple more weeks until Virgos have the place. But you know what's so nice, Virgo, is that actually you don't have anything like having a 10-car pile up on your placements. I mean, you have to deal with Uranus trining, which isn't fun. And then Neptune is squaring depending if you're late degrees. But you know what? Hi, Varying Red Bee. Is there hasn't been cake yet. My birthday is Monday. And I'm driving my kids crazy because I want to make my own cake and decorate it. But you know, when Neptune goes direct in what is today, in 6 days, Neptune goes direct. Be a little less foggy. It's still in Pisces, but it will be a little less foggy. Things will be a little less clear. People who try and lie will not be able to lie. Virgos aren't big liars, so I mean, there are going to be exceptions to the rules, but they'd rather die on the hill about how they're right than fudge facts to try to get caught in a lie. Is probably just completely nerve-wracking for them. So you'll have when it's Virgo season, as far as the placements, you know, you're not going to have Venus in Virgo during Virgo season. Mars will be mostly through already during a lot of the Virgo season. So you won't have like a 10-card pileup, which is nice. Happy 21st birthday. Is somebody turning 21? Did I miss another birthday? I know it's going to be Dolly's birthday. And it's Danny's birthday the day after mine. Dolly's birthday is tomorrow. I know you're not talking to me because that's 32 years off of my birthday. My 21st birthday was 32 years ago. I'm trying to remember what I did on my 21st. I think I went to dinner with my boyfriend. Yes, I think he was he my fiance at the time? Not yet, I don't think. Just went to, oh, this is interesting. Virgo. I don't know what to do with these two cards. Oh, that's for me. You can have an extra discount on your next appointment, Natalie. You couldn't pay me to be 21 again. I have liked 52 way more, and I'm sure I will like 53 even more than I like being 52. You could not pay me to go back. I get that for some people, but not. We're gonna thank her for getting us to 53, but she did not always have it together. She struggled. Didn't do well with the trauma responses, 21-year-olds. You see, so I'm good not going backwards. All right, so I am rarely at a loss for words. Obviously, all my videos are ridiculously long. I also can put any two cards together and come up. This one, man. We have the Devil and the Four of Wands. Now, I could say like, oh, you're going to celebrate with somebody who's not really good for you. But the thing is that this is the divine celebration. This is... Oh, Natalie, I'm going to have a huge sale on Monday. You just booked one now? Look at me. I'm like, why are you paying full price? You're going to have a giant sale. Having a flash sale. I mean, you can, but all right, listen, Linda. Virgos. This is a divine celebration. So normally I see the Devil card as how we're holding ourselves back. Okay, so there we go. This is one of two things. One, you are holding yourself back from this somehow. The other thing is, just email me later, Natalie. We'll figure it out. But there's, yeah, you're either holding yourself back. There's like some kind of self-sabotaging behavior or something from this divine connection. Or you're just, frankly, you might be engaged, taking a next step, celebrating. I often see the Four of Wands as marriage, and this one to me looks like a wedding cake with the two people at the top, and you always will see the 1111 present in the Four of Wands. See? The two trees and then the two trees. That's your 1111 symbolic presence on the card. We have lovebirds. Virgos, you could be moving into, honestly, marriage, moving into a house with somebody, some kind. It doesn't have to be the legal conventional form of partnership, but this could be partnership with a Capricorn or taking something to a next level. Taking something to the next level. This is also good if you have 6th house placements, but See, the thing is, I love this devil. This is one of my favorite devil cards. Because, see how the spider webs are everywhere? And normally we're like, don't get caught in the spider web. Nobody likes walking into a spider web. That is the worst. But she is the spider. So it's like getting caught in your own web. And I always say that I see the devil card as us being stuck in cycles and self-sabotaging behaviors. Is it, you can turn it upside down, you could fix it. But like this explains it so well, because she is the spider. She is the spider. Those are her own webs. But so this is one of two things. This is waiting for you. This is waiting for you. You have to feel worthy. You have to feel less imposter syndrome. You have to feel like you don't have to constantly be of service to other people so that you're worthy of being loved. Or this is just Capricorn 10th house energy. And like, send me a picture of the celebration this is moving into. You'll know which one is you. It's a spider. Ew, is that a spider mushroom dress? I think that card is the coolest, but yes, that's a mushroom dress. Listen, if you offered my daughter, not the spider part, she would not be down for that. But if you offered her a dress that kind of looked like a mushroom, she would look gorgeous and I would make Mario jokes all day. That's what would happen. Okay, we are on Capricorn. Speaking of the devil card, we're going to use the Tarot of the 78 Doors. Once a year, my daughter and I both will try mushrooms again. Mushrooms have been a thing for me my whole life, and I'm such a foodie. I want to love them. I want to. I don't know. Maybe my brothers like fed me one when I was a child and I have some blocked trauma. Who knows? They used to tell me I was found in a garbage can. They used to like swing me by my feet so I would just miss the ottoman. They used to tie me to a chair. This is a true story. And I laughed for the longest time, but now I think that's so messed up. I don't remember which one because there's three of them in there. Boom, boom, boom. But one time they tied me to a chair, but backwards because my mom slept in. And when I tell you slept in on a Saturday, I mean slept in. And so they tied me to a chair backwards to the TV. I wasn't hurt or anything, and just left me there. So I couldn't watch the TV. It was Saturday morning. I mean, you have to understand, I'm going to be 53 on Monday. There was no Nickelodeon channel. There was no Disney channel. There was no... If you were a kid, you had 2 opportunities to watch anything that was appropriate for you and that you wanted to watch. And that was Saturday morning or between like 3 and 5 in the afternoon. That's it. And I'm not kidding. And I know you youngins, you millennials and zillennials and Gen Z think that I'm exaggerating. I'm not. Was Saturday, so to be put backwards to the TV. I was a Bay City Rollers, Witchy Poo and Puffin Stuff, Land of the Lost, Sigmund the Sea Monster, had a little crush on Jack Wilde. And then, Underdog, F Troop. Only the old people understand what I'm saying now. But yeah, that's it. You had that, and then maybe you had like the Mickey Mouse Club and 2 other shows. At like between 3 and 5. And then the news came on. And the adults were like, the TV is mine. You didn't have more than one TV in the house either. Such a small window. Anyway, they did that. I don't know where my mushroom thing comes from. Wow, I took a left turn in Albuquerque there. Speaking of Saturday morning cartoons. I want to love mushrooms. I do. I try them every once in a while. You had, yes. Yeah. There was maybe 5. I remember it was a big deal when HBO came out and you got the box with the buttons. That was it. There was PBS, the 3 major channels, and Channel 11. And then if you were very, very, very lucky, you had HBO. Is Jessica Rabbit hot? I don't know what that has to do with this conversation, but I think arguably, yes. My hot take. Yeah, I don't think you can argue whether she's hot, even if she looked different. There's still the song, that just the song alone and how she moves makes her hot. Reading Rainbow did not come out till I was a teenager, Natalie. You are a spring chicken compared to me. Okay, Capricorn. We have the Magician. Things are happening. And we have the 5 of Wands. Okay, so the 5 of Wands is internal conflict. Varying red beard. You're a very lovely person. And I'm going to guess that you're much younger than me. Because Jessica Rabbit was in the Roger Rabbit movie, which came out in 1988, and I was graduating high school or already graduated high school. So that's my fault for being old. Because I didn't at all associate her with like a Saturday morning cartoon. Funny. Yep. And what was it? I want to say it was like midnight. The TV just went to colored stripes. There was the playing of, people don't believe me. It was midnight, was it? And it would come back on at 5 o'clock in the morning. You could watch the New Zoo review. But I want to say from midnight to 5 a.m., the TV would play the national anthem. You would see the picture of a flag, and then there would be fuzz, and there would be giant colored stripes. And that's all that was available for hours. Great movie. Love that movie. Just my old ass was like, that's a movie from me being in high school, so I couldn't make the connection. I was like, what does that have to do with that thing? Sorry. Okay, listen. You have the Magician here and the 5 of Wands. There's something you're going to make happen. You manifested this in, and now that it's here, there's some kind of internal conflict. Capricorn. You manifested this, and now that it's here, there is some kind of internal conflict. I love Capricorn's determination. As the 10th house sun, I understand and embody some of Capricorn's determination. That is inner conflict, whether to break down that wall or not. You manifested to get this far. You absolutely manifested to get this far. But there's, you have to make the decision whether you have to make the decision whether you're going to break through. But I don't think that this is a careful what you wish for thing, Capricorn. You got something that you wanted, and now that it's in front of you, there's just a little confusion on whether you need to go all the way. And this is not, I don't think this is what you expected. All right, is this in... Can we just get a clarifier for Capricorn? King of Pentacles. Something you wanted is here. There might be something that you have to do. You don't want to do. Like, you don't, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't align with you. It's like, I wanted this abundance. I wanted this money. I wanted this status. And there feels like, and please don't take this wrong, Capricorn, because see, the thing is, Capricorn also, well, we talk about the 10th house. Everybody says career, career, career. It's also reputation. And it's not just your job. It's like the thing that you will be known for. There's a legacy to the 10th house, but it is very much reputation and integrity to some degree. There is something that wants to make you come out of your character. There is something that you feel like, I wanted this and now I'm here. But if I knock down this door, I'm committing to do something that on some level doesn't feel right. Or when I first manifested this, when I first wanted this so bad, I think probably you might have been okay with whatever this is asking you to do. You might have been okay with the compromise. You might have been okay with however. I don't want to see it. It feels like you have to sell your soul a little bit, but there is such growth. Hi, Stella. There is such growth in you that I think a year ago or 2 years ago or 4 years ago is what I'm picking up for a couple of people, when you were like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going for. And of course you went and got it because the determination, right? But now that you're here, you've changed and you still want the thing, but not that way. Not that way. Oh, they are digging up the road outside. I'm surprised Sadie hasn't made an appearance. Capricorn, you are going to have to do some soul searching for this. I know that Capricorn can be a little bit conventional. Just remember that you can have what you want and change the rules anyway. It might be a little easier to do in January when Pluto goes back into Aquarius. Or out of retrograde, rather. Once Pluto starts to move forward, it gets closer back to Aquarius. You can, because Capricorn will move slowly to do the right things and make the right moves. You can start figuring out a new plan to how you get the thing that you wanted anyway without coming out of your character. And the universe is going to support that eventually. Okay, so yeah. Yep. It's the thing that you wanted, and now that you're here, something feels a little wrong, a little off. Okay, let's move into air signs. These are all back here now. I still don't have a perfect solution for all of my cards. Trying. Gemini or third house placements, and if you feel it and you think it's for you, then it is. Sadie, are you sleeping? Okay. Wow. The Magician is just all over the place. You have the Eight of Pentacles, which makes sense to me. We still have Mercury in Gemini, I believe. Yeah. Oh, it's sitting right on my MC today. It's at 24 degrees. So Mercury in Gemini makes us all busy. And the distraction has been good because emotionally it's been an effing roller coaster, I think, for all of us. So the busy part, but it's busy for a reason. Now, the other thing is that the Magician is in reverse. Now, this Magician is very sweet, very deep, very feeling. Sometimes feels misunderstood, a little bit wounded, but so full of love, so full of generosity, right? That wants to create all these incredible things. When this card, particularly this Magician, and I'm using my Love is Love deck, when this Magician is upside down, you're working for something. You're working for a cause, Gemini. I talked before about distraction for Sagittarius. I'm kind of feeling like you're happily. There's a reason. There's something that's good going to come out of how busy you are right now. But there's a little disassociative distraction here. It might feel like there's a little hope, or like you might have felt like your power is less accessible to you lately. You might have felt like you might have felt like, I'm not going to try to manifest anything anymore. It doesn't really work. Hard work works. And I mean, that's a legitimate thing. I feel like both works. You know, we can't just manifest things and not put any action towards what we're trying to manifest. You know, water will stay stagnant unless you move it. You know, you need the momentum as well. That Mars transit was rough this year. And we can't discount, even though that's over, what a long-term effect that might have had on Geminis. And I feel like a lot of Gemini moons especially might just be tired. And the thing with Gemini is sometimes they like to think their feelings instead of feel their feelings. And that Mars thing did not leave a lot of room for avoidance or distraction. And I think now there's almost like a comfort zone. So like the working hard is great, whether you're working hard at a relationship, a job, or whatever. But I want to implore you, please don't lose trust in yourself and in your power. Like, I wish all of my Gemini placements would do that. Like, I call my power back to me now from anyone using it with or without my permission. And just like, maybe make that the title of your alarm in the morning, or make it an alarm in the middle of the day, just to remind yourself that you own that. You know, you have ownership between the connection of you and universe, which also means you and other people. Those brilliant, beautiful Geminis, please don't like lose the hope in yourself right now. I know it's been like a year. Gemini moons, I think, had a really rough year because anything you try to like push aside or keep yourself busy from, that Mars did not allow you to. And Mars on the moon cannot feel great. So it depends on the placements. It was on my Mercury a lot. And when it first was on my Mercury, that was amazing. I was so busy. I was booked so far in advance. And I had the energy to deal with it. And then the second time it hit my Mercury, it just felt overwhelming. Like, the first time was great, and then a little respite from it might have been also great, but that didn't happen. Hey, Heather. Right, Nikki? I agree. Yeah. Yeah, try not to lose. It's not even positivity that I'm seeing so much. It's just belief in yourself. And sometimes we can confuse the two. You know? Let's move on to our wonderful, beautiful Libras. Let's give away another thing. Let's give away another thing. I'm going to give away a solar return report. So that is a report for what the next year can look like. Now, if you've already had one for your last birthday, we can do one for the next birthday. If you're halfway through, like say your birthday is in December, you can choose whether you want to see the rest of this year or you want to look forward to next year. But I will send the chart and the report. Let's pick a color. Hold on. Let me think of before I draw these cards. No? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm also trying to get something here. Well, that is frustrating. There we go. Don't guess anything yet, because I haven't. Don't guess anything yet. I don't have my color yet. So I just wanted to put this in. That's going to be, just so everybody knows, that as of Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, which will be 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Those will be the prices until Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday morning, depending on where you live. I haven't even thought of a color yet. Hold on. I'm deciding which. Okay. All right. I'm holding something now. Please take a deep breath in. And now you guys can go ahead and guess. This is for the solar return and solar chart. If you're waiting to win the appointment and you're not interested in solar, then just hold off. You know what, Juan? I had something black in my hand and I put it back down. But good on you. Okay. Zoe, I'm just going to give it to you. It's blue. I don't know if it's light blue, but there's places of light blue in it. But it's not like a dark, dark blue either. It's a very bright blue. So Zoe, you can email me, or you can just go to SuzzyEvolutionary.com to give me your deets so I can give you your solar return report and your chart. Just go to SuzzyEvolutionary.com and go boop right to the thing. I just realized it was dumb to share that before we're going to guess. So there it is again. Okay, let's get back to Libra and then Aquarius and water signs. And I'm still going to give away another chart. You said blue? Ba-ba-ba-da. You did. So you both get solar return charts. Sorry, I missed that. What does it say? Oh. Oh, I see what you're saying. That would be a little steep. Hold on. It like skipped a... Thank you for pointing that out, Juan. I don't have any $9,000 appointments. Yeah, it's still confusing the way it is because it looks like, hold on. Let's just do this. Because I copied and pasted. That is not what I meant to do. Hold on. Okay, let's try this one more time for the cheap seats. It's very confusing the way it's laid out. And if I try to press like enter to like separate them, it's just, there we go. Hopefully that makes more. It did not, I put spaces and everything between it and it undid it. A 15-minute virtual is 29. A 30-minute virtual is 56. A 1-hour phone is 82, and a 90-minute virtual is 132. It's on my website, much clearer than that. Okay, we're still going to give away another chart and a reading. Yeah, I literally just spent all that time putting space into it, and it undid my spaces. So I guess Instagram is like that too. Yeah. Hi, Lee. Hopefully Lee can like put up my link or something so that I don't butcher. That's why we can't have nice things, because I try to type things and it doesn't work. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the birthday special is like the second thing. Okay, great. Oh. Well, this is nice. Libra, Ace of Swords. There's some kind of epiphany, but also there's a situation where you've been left out in the cold, ghosted, not having communication, and that stops. Hi, Nicole. That comes back. Like that, the ghosting ends. The feeling isolated ends. There is some kind of epiphany, some kind of download, some kind of understanding that's going to come in. And I love the way that Gemma from Gemstone Tarot always says, is like, this is like, whoof, right through the crown chakra, right? that that sword is literally coming through a crown. It is that epiphany. It is the download. It is the aha moment. And it leads to the end of isolation, Libra. It leads to the end of feeling cast out. It leads to the and also these could be two separate things. You could have an epiphany and also somewhere where communication had gone radio silent, you're going to hear from that person again. This is very like Eight of Wands energy for me. The ghosting card in reverse. So I love both of these for Libra. Libra and Virgo both, or it was Libra and Sagittarius, both had really, really nice cards. Both of these are excellent. Now, if these are separate, but the way that they are connected is that when this, because the Five of Pentacles in reverse came out after the Ace of Swords, when the Ace of Swords comes before this, that means you're going to have your epiphany or understanding or knowing. This is when it's the Ace of Swords. This isn't just a random thought. This is something that you're supposed to know yourself better with. And quite frankly, thank you, Chally. Quite frankly, when this other person comes back, you may, I'm going to say like a month ago or 2 weeks ago, if this person got out of ghost mode with you, you might have just been like, oh, thank God, blah, blah, blah. I think you might come back to, when somebody comes back to you, back to the table, whatever you want to call it, you might have a different perspective. I don't see a complete like, no thanks, we're all good here. But I see you holding yourself with like more confidence. I see you holding yourself with like a better sense of self when you come back to this conversation. And I think that this needed to happen. So when this comes out of ghosting mode, I think not the ghosting needed to happen, but that the space served you well. Because what you're able to understand without the distraction of it's okay. They're showing me Libra, you being in a fun house, and like all the fun house mirrors show you distorted versions of yourself through other people's perceptions of you, through their own trauma blocks and experience. And so the isolation has given you time to see you fully. And that really helps you meet the moment when this comes back in. And I actually think this will be healthier from here on out because of that time apart. But that is a beautiful reading for you, Libra. And I really, really like it for you. Let's get my light seers and let's do Aquarius. Okay. You know what? The next giveaway, I'm going to do a chart and a harmonics report. Right? Okay. So you can get a harmonics report. You can get an asteroid report. And you can get a lunar phase report with whatever kind of chart you want for the next giveaway, which I'll probably do, let's say, after Cancer. And Dolly, you can pick one of those reports too for your chart win. Because I'm just realizing I have those. Hey, Patty. I think I see you this week. Nicole is going to be a guest reader in July, and I'm really excited for that for you guys. I have to tell you, Nicole, you saw Sadie having sight issues, and since you said that, we tested it out, and she absolutely does. So we realized when I started making her food, I started making it different. I found a recipe that works perfect for her, but it's very light colored. It's mostly tuna and chicken. So it doesn't have the liver, and it doesn't have some other stuff in it that's brown. So when I put it on her little white plate, she wasn't seeing it, and she was meowing like we weren't feeding her. And so I took the food and put a little just on her mouth, and she got so excited. We're like, she can't see. So we realized we have to like give her contrast. So like I have to change out when I'm giving her that light food, I have to give her a more colorful plate, or like one of her bright colored lick mats. So she was able to connect with my cat that, if you don't know, is a rescue, and I have zero history. I didn't rescue her from a shelter. I rescued her like from the streets. We met in my driveway. And she's been on her own for like a year. And so, and has psychological, like doesn't clean herself because she's like so traumatized, all this other stuff. Zoe, once you won one thing, that's it. Like I usually, even for people who won like in the last couple of weeks, if you've won especially if you've won a reading, like, but if, yeah, I like to give everybody a chance. So I don't, but Nicole was so perfect. Can I rescue you? I mean, I can help create an environment so you can rescue yourself. That's kind of my job. It's also my best relationship advice to everyone. Don't ever try to rescue or save somebody. What you want to do is create an environment where they can heal. You cannot heal them, but you can create a non-judgmental, supportive environment for them to heal. Hi, Anne. But yeah, so Nicole was dead on about that. So we've changed everything, and I meant to email you. We've changed everything, and it's helped so much. And we realized, we have to get rid of the one rug. We have to get rid of it now anyway, because Sadie uses the white pads that I put down for her. We had a rug that was like white with like faded pink. It was like a vintage looking distressed rug. She was confusing it for. So, but we changed everything around with her food, everything, it's so much better. So, and that's huge because like even the doctors can't really tell us that much about her because her distress and her trauma makes her look, they can't even give me an age range, like with that, like within 2-3 years. They can't even tell me an exact age range. So, okay. So Nicole's very talented as far as like mediumship, and she was able to connect to my pet. So it's going to be very interesting. And I love that we're having different people doing different things. Aquarius. This is a very, 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 very clear. This is the clearest message. I mean, Sagittarius's message was really clear, but wow. Everything is changing, but there's some kind of group or project thing that you're involved with, that you're trying to do with other people, and it's time for that to end. When that ends, and I already knew this was a 3-card situation, I needed a clarifier. This brings you where you want to be. Quite honestly, financially, but also feeling like that was where you were trying to get. Like that was, this is going to just bring you like a huge inner peace. Now, we're loving this and we're loving this, but in between is this 3 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if you're trying to start a business. I don't know if you have been trying to hold on. I talk about this all the time. If an Aquarius loves you, they're going to find an answer. They're going to find a solution. They're going to contribute to the betterment of your life. If they see you struggling with something, they're all about movement, innovation, healing, humanitarianism. They have solutions for your problems. That's the Saturn influence for them, right? And they have some very ingenious solutions too, and that's the Uranian influence in Aquarius. Because of that, there are people that didn't feel like their parents parented them. They did not feel like they got attention or help, assistance, support when they were younger, and this has led to like a trauma manifested behavior, an overcorrection behavior, where they may be a little dramatic. They could be dramatic. They could be constantly having a problem, because knowing that you will have an answer for them makes them feel loved. So to continue to feel loved, because that's what that trigger is, they will continually have a problem. And that sometimes can then eventually feel like a little dramatic. In Aquarius, Aquarius is not about that life. You know, they're really not here for the drama. If there's any drama, it's going to be in their outfit or in the quirkiness, but it's not like real drama. It's just excitement, fun, the moment. You know, like Aquarius can be the moment, or they could be quiet. They oscillate. It's like you're trying to carry somebody, Aquarius. It's like you're trying to carry them. And this is also good for 11th house placements. You're either trying to do a business, there's some kind of connection, relationship. It's not simpatico anymore. In this card, in this 3 of Pentacles, they need the one person to hold up. I know it looks like an oddly arranged stoplight, but they're chakras. They need one person to hold up the macrame wall hanging while one person is literally stitching and the other person is feeding the thread. They all have their parts. They all have their jobs. They're all necessary. When this is in reverse, it's the opposite of the progress that's going to come from the lots of cooks in the kitchen, is what I'm hearing. I love this for you, Aquarius. I love this for you. It's just that the humanitarian in you may be carrying somebody that's holding you back. And the thing is like, when we love somebody and really love somebody, they're not holding us back unless we let them. Like, we can be supportive and loving for somebody and meet them where they're at and not ask them to do what we're doing. Maybe that's not their forte. Maybe that's just not what their comfort zone is right now. Like, that's different. This is literally somebody who's in their own way that is now also holding you back in a way that's destructive to your purpose, to your this inner peace. This is nice. King of Pentacles isn't just like, you know, bills on bills, stacks on stacks. They're about the wisdom that they've gleaned. You know, Saturn has its rewards too. This is what your second Saturn return looks like. It should. If you listen to your Uranus opposition when you are 42, your second Saturn return should look like this. Yes, and people will take advantage of that humanitarianism. Absolutely. People will also take advantage of the fact that you have a solution for every problem. And so these people may be energy vampires. They may be life path. I know that you care about these people, but also Aquarians as quirky, independent, not about that bullshit, not about unhealthy attachments. I hate when Aquarians get called cold because I don't think that they are at all. And I really feel like this is the part of you that struggles with like the right thing, as far as you feel like you're leaving somebody behind. But you know, you've heard me say this, like if you're here, right, and somebody else is here because you grew and they didn't, they don't want to grow, they want to feed that trauma manifested behavior, whatever the case may be. Coming down here only limits both of you and slides backwards. That also is sending a clear message to universe that you don't, you know, you want to be back where you were. You're not interested in any growth. Don't give me any growth. You don't give me any vehicles to take me further in my life. I like it back here where we're stagnant and stuck. And, you know, so it's always better to come up and let somebody follow you. There's room. Anybody can grow when they want to. It's just that we're not on the same schedule. But I love Aquarians, and I just like the whole myth that they're cold. Now, they're not about the bullshit, and they don't have unhealthy attachments. They don't want to feed drama. If they really, really love you though, and you don't seem like overtly dramatic, but you kind of always have a problem that they can solve, you can be unwittingly participating in as like a codependent, not codependent, but like you could unwittingly being enabling a little bit. Hi, Amber, welcome. We have 2 Ambers in the room now. It just makes me crazy when people say Aquarians are cold. It's a sign of the humanitarian. They just don't they don't struggle or they don't have unhealthy attachments. Now, if you're an Aquarius with a Pisces moon, you may still have some unhealthy, or Cancer moon, you may still have here and there some unhealthy. But in general, especially like Aquarius moons, they just don't have, they don't take things as personal. And so other people might be like, oh, they're cold because they didn't respond. Like, I didn't call them for 3 days and I told them my heart was broken. And they didn't send me 5 dozen roses and die on a sword on my front lawn and then post about it so everybody knows, you know? And they're like, they're so cold. No, that's somebody else's unhealthy attachments not being paid attention to, because Aquarius is not about that bullshit. Right? But if they love you, oh my God, they will work so hard to help facilitate, to be a cog in a healthy working machine of your life. If anybody ever comes for you, it says some bullshit. Sometimes I have to be like, la, 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 la on TikTok, because so much bad generalization of astrology going on there. Yeah. Yeah, but that's... they don't have as many unhealthy attachments. So for the people who have unhealthy attachments, which is the other 11 signs, we all have them in different levels. It's a human thing. Doesn't make the other 11 signs bad. It just means, but it also doesn't make Aquarius bad. It just means they're misunderstood. They're not doing unhealthy as much. This is healthy. This is not healthy. I'm going to do the healthy thing. I'm not going to do the unhealthy thing. It's just logical. Okay. What did I say? Okay, we're on Cancer. Cancer, let's see. Happy birthdays to all the other Cancers as well. What cards do I want? Let's take the Nike cards. Let's take the Nike cards because I feel like we haven't used them in a while. You know, you got to respect that too. Like, sometimes even because, you know, if you know, Connie, Joe, and I we say all the time that we're the other side of the seesaw. We're the yin and the yang, because I'm Cancer, she's Capricorn. But what's really interesting too is that almost to the degree, our suns are not anywhere near to the degree. We're actually closer to in conjunct, which also makes us a good pair, which is a whole other video about why in conjuncts are actually awesome. And don't let people tell you, oh, you're in conjunct, this person will not work for you. Bullshit. I guess I will see you at 2 o'clock, Heather. But our Venuses are almost to the degree in opposition. Now, I am a Leo Venus. The details matter. Loyalty matters. And loyalty matters to her too. But I have pride in what I attract in, and what I allow, and what I will allow to be attracted in, and what I don't want in. You know, and pride is good, and pride can also be in our way. And she's got an Aquarius Venus, man. Like, it is what it is. And I'm so jealous of that so many of the times. But if we're ever going to be like, okay, we have to agree to disagree, it's going to be those Venuses. But like the other day we agreed to, and I was like, but I completely respect and am a little jealous of that Aquarius Venus that allows her to just see things for what they are and not take emotional attachments to things that don't really hold that attachment unless she like reads into it or makes that. Yes. I'm jealous of people with an Aquarius Venus. Man. Leo Venus, you in, you out. Girl. You never told a lie. Yeah. room for everybody to like be in the space, right? For the space that I specifically hold. But to get underneath into this crab shell, those are different. Those are different. But also what's interesting is my Venus is in the 11th house. So that's where like I love everyone, but that the Cancer placements, which are not in the 11th house. Yeah. Oh, no, I love Aquarius Venuses, Tammy. I love Aquarius Venus. It is like a mastery of the, 4 agreements, take nothing personal. Other people, see, if you have a Venus Aquarius and you feel like it's not great, it can just take a moment. I'm not going to tell you what your life is, how you feel, anything else. And everybody's going to have different placements, and they're going to be in different houses, and they're going to have different aspects. So no one's going to express their Aquarius Venus is going to express a little different in each. However, let me say this. Just take a moment and let it come to your awareness. Just take a minute to like sit with it and examine it. If you have Aquarius Venus and you don't think it's good, because that's what other people's feedback, because the mirror that has been shown to you your whole life is, you're not doing enough for me. You're not responding to my, to my needs the way I need you to, right? Respond, because there's no room for you to be you and for you to feel and operate the way you operate. Some people, you can speak a million words and they still won't know you. And some people will know you without you speaking a word. And that's just life. So if there's a placement in general, if there's a placement that you don't like about yourself, I invite you to sit with that and think about if you don't like that about yourself, or you don't like the feedback from how other people. Bye, Monique. I'll be back Sunday too. Okay. Cancer. What the fuck? What kind of birthday reading is this? Let's put it back in the deck. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, so we have the Sun in reverse, which is funny because that can mean Aquarius energy, because this would be Leo energy. And we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So we have... It's funny. So the King of Pentacles in reverse often to me is a Cancer who... Or a Capricorn that operates much more like their sister sign, the Cancer, on the axis, right? And we have the Sun card also, and both of them came out in reverse. I'll take a clarify for this. Now, the Sun card, when it's in reverse, there's a couple of things. One, you could be feeling a little blue, a little down, a little, yuck, because of a lot of reasons, but you could be feeling a little less positive. You could be feeling a little more drained. Listen, Cancer placements, 4th house placements too, but Cancer placements, all of them are ruled by the moon. That's going to be the dispositor for any, I don't care if you have Cancer Mars, I don't care if you have Cancer Saturn. When we have to look at if we look at that planet, then we also have to look at the ruler, and we're looking at the moon. What does the moon do every 2.5 days? It changes. Cancers are so sensitive to energy. my Cancers, right now, if you are feeling not in your inner peace, not in your abundance, and a little put off, one, let me tell you something, this too shall pass. Two, you're gonna have to get a self-care routine going for the summer, because this summer is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Let's get a clarifying card. Let's take a different deck to get that. Let's take a different card. Can we just get more information about this for Cancer? If you didn't watch the Summer of Love series, please do go watch that. Even the first one goes all the way to the end of July. So even though we're almost through June, the first one counts. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I was just about to say, it might have been part 2, but there was something about, like, you know, if somebody comes along and they're like, you've been everything I've been waiting for and blah, 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 you know, make sure you give somebody space to show you who they really are, and don't take that romance. There's like a Neptune, Mercury, you know, they may be whispering sweet nothings and there really are nothings. And I was like, Cancer. 7 of Cups. There's a little bit of fantasy here. There's a little, could be feeling like there's too many choices, but there's also a little bit of fantasy. If you get caught up in the fantasy, listen, the master class PhD of being a Cancer in your lifetime, if you have Cancer placements, is to actually master the lack of attachment. Aquarius is kind of like, make yourself an Aquarius buddy and watch how they move, because the fantasy wanting to make people having an attachment to your nurturing, you know, people are not vegetables and flowers. That's a weird thing to say. Let me explain. There are some really easy vegetables and flowers that if you put them in the ground and you follow the instructions, they're gonna grow. You're gonna nurture and they're for sure gonna grow. People don't work like that, Cancers. When you start to have fantasy and attach yourself, when you attach yourself to the idea of what that person can be because you're nurturing them, or what the best of them is capable of course we should look to the best of people. What we shouldn't do is sink all of our hopes, dreams, expectations, and attachments to that person. 1, it's not fair to them. 2, we are setting ourselves up for heartbreak. And also feel like we put all this work and nurturing into somebody, and for what? You know. This is so easily turned around. For some of you, Cancers, you just have to pick one thing. Cancer is cardinal. Sometimes the follow through is difficult. You just have to pick one thing, and that's going to help. And then you're going to have the Sun and the King of Pentacles. The way that, the reason I take a clarifier is the way we turn these back upside down, because if they're on the table, even if they're in reverse, they can be turned the other way. And you do that. Not universe, not me, not astrology, not your guides. You do that with your 3D efforts. Think about what you're putting attachment or expectation into and neutralize that. Let things be what it is what it is. So I just talked about why that's an admirable quality in Aquarians. And those are in conjunct, by the way, which is they shared nothing in common, which is why they can learn from each other and actually make really good couples as long as the other placements support it and you don't have like, you know, North Node. This is Cyril Marchetti. This is either the Royal Tarot or the Gilded Royal. I want to say it's the Gilded Royal Tarot. I don't use his cards as much because everybody looks the same and we don't live in a world where everybody looks the same. I far more enjoy using inclusive decks. There's an aesthetic that I feel like is not representative, but his cards are gorgeous. But I just don't use them as much as I used to. So yeah, so that Seven of Cups. So for some of you, you just have to let go of the fantasy, the expectation of, if I nurture this, it will grow. If I nurture them, it'll grow. If I, you know, because that's not the same as follow through and something that you don't have control over another person, what their healing schedule, what their schedule is to heal. And so the other thing this is, quite frankly, is that you just have to narrow down your choices. You are possibly overwhelming and taking on too much, which is another Cancer trait. I got it. I'll do it. Let me get that for you. And then, you know, taking too much on because you also have your own stuff. Because not nurturing, not mothering, not caretaking feels foreign. And I get that and I respect that because I am that. But you're going to have to narrow down your choices. You're going to have to narrow down your choices. If you narrow down your choices, you get that. If you let go of expectation and attachment and any kind of fantasy or expecting people to be what you want to nurture. I mean, you really want the best for people when you have the fantasy, the delusion, the attachment, the expectation. It's not selfish, but it's also unfair to put that on another person. But this is available to you. This is available to you, Cancer. And that makes total sense. And it was funny because we were doing that video and I was like, I hope the Cancers listen to this part twice. So you don't go hurt your own feelings. Saying that with love. Okay. Let's give away more shit. Okay. So obviously if you won already today, or if you won in the last month, I appreciate it to let somebody else have a chance. So now we're going to give away, listen, and Zoe, if you don't want the solar return, if you want one of the other reports I mentioned, just email me. It doesn't matter to me. You can get a chart and a report, whether it's a solar return report or an asteroid report or a harmonics report or a lunar phase report. If you want it, that's good. That's great. I am not stuck on I want to give things away. So I'm not stuck on which one it has to be. So we're going to do the same thing now. You can have a solar return, an asteroid, a lunar phase, or harmonics report, which is just showing you like all the best things in your chart that are working together well so that you can use them as your superpower. Right? And like when things are going crappy, you can always kind of look to the planet that rules your second house because that's your resources and your natural talents. I don't know if everybody knew that, but now you do. When everything feels like it's going awry and you're trying a million different things, take a breath, you know, keep it simple, stupid, the KISS rule, and look at your second house cusp and look what planet is ruling that. And if they're, you know, because that's your resources and your natural talents. And so that is always like, that's always a good way to get some results and also to get success out of things that feel like uncomfortable when everything else feels stacked up against you. Lean into your natural talents and your natural resources. Second house cusp. In in the same way that harmonics report is going to show you what the most harmonic, easy flowing aspects are in your chart, so that when shit gets rough, you can lean toward, like, oh, that's right, I have this, how do I utilize that? And it's a whole report, so it's going to give you actual text. Okay, so this time, what am I going to think of? All right, I'm going to do a number between 20 and 50. I'm still reading signs. Hi, Mary. I'm going to do a number between 20 and 50, and you get to pick a report and a chart. I don't even care if the chart is for somebody else. But again, it's the harmonics, the asteroids, the... Thank you, Mary. I just literally did it last night and it's not finished. It's annoying me because it's not even. I have to fix. All right, so I'm thinking of a number. I'm going to breathe, and it's harder to guess it if I haven't, like, connected with you. And this is for a chart and a report. Okay. No one's gotten it yet. You can try to connect with me, breathe. I'm thinking about the number. I'm visualizing the number. It's also a really good way to... Hey, Stella. Also, I hope you let me know what your progress is with that other thing. Chally. 42. That was it. I was thinking the Uranus opposition, which you get about 32. 42, because Uranus takes 84 years. So when it's in the middle of your chart, it's your Uranus opposition. So that's what I was thinking. 42. Okay, so just contact me. Go to the SuzzyEvolutionary.com and just throw it in there. Which ones you want. And again, it's the asteroid, the harmonic, the lunar phase, or a solar return. And whatever kind of chart you want. You can get a progress chart, or you can get a progress chart. You can get, where are the other cards that I wanted? A synastry chart. I don't care. Any kind of chart you want. Oh, I love that, Murphy. I mean, okay. I love that, Gibbs. Okay. And if you are interested in the birthday booking special, it's on my website. And when it goes live, the button will appear to just, you'll book right from the birthday special. It's like right there. There won't be I can't have timestamps until it's all over. But I'm going to give away one more thing, Mary. So you may want to just hang out for the last two signs and then watch it. Aries is going to be towards the beginning, and Cancer I just finished. But if you go backwards, then you'll be off for the time when I give away the last thing, which is going to be a 30-minute reading. Okay. Ooh. Scorpio. King of Wands and Justice. God, I love this for you. The South Node is almost done with your ass. And God knows, like, you're overdue, right? So, The King of Wands is passionate. He moves. He's confident. The confidence for Scorpio right now. I feel like all my Scorpios look like they're okay on the surface, but on the inside, not so much. And we have Justice, which I also love for Scorpios. There will be no Scorpio hating on my channel either. There will be no Aquarius hating. There will be no Gemini hating. And there will be no Scorpio hating on my channel. Justice and also feeling confident in your power, but not like you're going to overpower. Like sitting back and watching the Justice and feeling impassioned again. Feeling like it's safe to be impassioned again. That's what I really just got. Oof. Feeling like it's safe to like fly the Scorpio freak flag. That was a tongue twister. Like to be fully Scorpio, to be fully and not fearing like there's some kind of around the corner. Oof. I don't know who that is in the chat, but like there's not some penalty for fully being you. There's not some judgment. There's not some punishment. Feeling, and also like, here's the thing. This King of Wands doesn't have to like use their power over other people to get the justice. They're going to sit back and watch the justice happen. And they're going to sit back in their own power and kind of like watch somebody that shamed them, watch somebody that went out of their way to try to make them feel less than. Scorpio can identify with their wounds and therefore their shame, and therefore participate in habits that don't suit them, don't suit their higher self, don't suit their best self. And when that happens, other people might take advantage and try to make them feel bad about it. You know, listen, everybody loves a Scorpio, or everybody wants a Scorpio. Some people will be like, oh, Scorpio is the worst to date. You know what? If so many people think Scorpio is the worst to date, let's also think about how many people wanted to date that Scorpio. I think that's just a numbers game. I just think that there's more Scorpios in the United States than anywhere else. Why? Because it's 9 months after fucking Valentine's Day. I think that Scorpios are so magnetic, and that there's a little bit of, hi Erica, there's a little bit of like there can be a little competition for Scorpios. There can be a little bit of a get, like I'm with the Scorpio. That's sex on a stick. Everybody wanted that person, right? There wouldn't be so many opinions about Scorpio if everybody hadn't interacted with one, gone out of their way to interact with one. And that's okay. If Scorpio's placements don't vibe with your placements, that's okay. You know, like I always say, people, you know, when I was on the other channel, I would get more comments about like, I don't like her. And I would just be like, you're allowed not to like me. Have a great day. You know, but Scorpios sometimes get penalized for not that expectation, because they're an enigma, right? There's a mystery to Scorpio. They hide a lot of stuff deep down. It's a safety issue for them. It's not trying to be mysterious so they can lie to you. It's a safety issue. When they feel safe enough to be truly intimate with you, they will be. And then if you burn them and they get burnt and betrayed, because that's another theme of Scorpio, they're going to move different through life. If you want to take that on, then take that on. But don't take that on and then penalize them because you know what your intentions are and you expect them to just give in and show you all their wounds. Like, again, we're looking at expectations and attachments to something that you don't have control over. I can't ask Sadie, my rescued cat, to not be thinking in her head that she's going to starve every 5 minutes. It may take a year before she realizes she's never going to starve again. Hi, Delaran. right? So like I can't ask her to just stop having the mindset and the trauma response just because I know she's in an incredible environment where she's spoiled now. It would be unfair of me to be upset with her that she's not, you know, because she's like, feed me, feed me. Her stomach is literally like blown up and I have to give her tummy massages and reassure her that she's fine and she can sleep. She doesn't sleep. She walks around the house. It's sad, right? But I can't bring her in my home and then expect her to change from my comfort. So you can't like be attracted to the wounded, mysterious enigma of a Scorpio and then bring them in and then expect them not to be Scorpio. That's not fair to anyone. You're going to get upset and hurt and they're going to feel betrayed, not loved. It's going to give them more reasons to not feel safe with people. You know, Scorpios are suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Yeah. Scorpios are suspicious because they're often misunderstood, much like Aquarius. Both fixed energy, by the way. Scorpio is finally going to be able to sit back and watch the justice because people weaponize Scorpio's shame against them often. I don't like it. I don't like it. The Scorpio can often wear their wounds on the outside, so it's easy for people to say, oh, there's the bad guy. None of us are perfect. Everybody's got a little bad guy and a little angel. Everyone. Well, there's been a couple people in history that might not have very much angel to them, but for the majority, they do. Yeah, and human lie detectors. The Pluto on my ascendant. It's very Scorpio. And yes, human lie detector. Okay. Let's do Pisces. Because I technically have 6 minutes. I have a session, and then I have a session after that. And then I have a session after that. And then I have a course, my intensive course. Okay. Pisces, 12th house placements. Scorpio, let me know. Email me what kind of justice you saw. I'm rooting for you. I mostly, the justice part is nice because, you know, Scorpio doesn't mind a little vengeful, like, watch you get yours. They don't mind being involved in watching you get yours either. However, I'm more excited for the idea that you feel safe to be that confident, creative, passionate person again. Okay. Pisces. How are my lovely Pisces? Little less fog, little less confusion coming up in 6 days. Neptune in Pisces will go retrograde. When it goes retrograde, it actually clears up some of the fog. It'll be harder to people to lie to each other in the collective. But truth will be just a little easier. Like discernment will be easier. Listen, I cannot wait until we have the 1,000 people. Not because of what I get to do as a creator for the 1,000 people, but because I have promised from day one from this channel, when I hit 1,000, I'm having like a Zoom block party. I'm just reading the chat and how y'all love each other. Like this is like, if you're new here, and I know we have a couple of new people, this is such a cool community. And I always say it's like virtual cheers. Like everybody knows each other's name. Everybody's really supportive. Nobody's allowed to be an asshole to each other here. I'm not having it. But that when we get to 1,000 people, I am going to have that like Zoom block party. We're going to have ridiculous fun. You know. We have a royal couple here, Pisces. There's a King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords sometimes wants to think his feelings a little bit, very much in their integrity. And we have Queen of Wands. Very, very creative, very also in their power, confident, beautiful, shining without having to like try to shine. What's interesting with this power couple is that there is a real there's not an for the feminine energy here, there is a natural, I just got the chills so hard, a really natural energy. And I think our masculine energy is also comfortable in the more feminine energy, but they're going to express it differently and not through a ton of words. When we see the King of Swords, this often represents somebody who means what they say and say what they mean. They are definitely in their integrity. They're not saying things just to hear themselves talk. When they do speak, we kind of want to pay attention. This is somebody who's had a lot of life experience. They can balance. They are their own yin and yang, which is great because, listen, when somebody comes to you, they're not supposed to come to you to complete you. Garbage. Bring a whole person, and another person brings another whole person, and then you enhance each other's life. You share your life with each other. You're not supposed to complete somebody. That's a terrible amount of weight and responsibility to put on another person. I'm a Pisces North Node too, Amber. Oh, Patty, can somebody tell Patty she's behind and she's guessing from like 10 minutes ago, so she catches up for the... She just won something anyway, though, so I would have to give it to another person if she did guess. But if Juan, if you could just let Patty know in the chat, because she won't see what I just said until it's probably too late, because I'm about to give away the second one. This is an incredible match. Here's the thing I want to say, Pisces, though. You cannot doubt this energy, because they are not going to... They're not gonna verbally reinforce. They're gonna express a different way. I feel like this is very confident, very natural, very unassuming. This doesn't need this whole energy, and I hope for your sake, Pisces, this is the two parts of you balancing, coming together and balancing. Expressing, yes. Pisces, expressing all parts of you, masculine, feminine, without over-explaining. Standing in your power doing it. Unassumingly. All of that. Love this for you. I love this for you. I hope this is actually just internal, but if not, this looks like a really beautiful relationship coming your way. And if you've been watching me for a long time, that does not come out of my mouth very often. That is straight up a gorgeous relationship. Just don't second guess it. Don't get insecure. And because that King of Swords is just not... They say what they mean and mean what they say, and they're not going to talk to hear themselves talk. So if you're constantly having a conversation about where this is going, or do they still feel the same way, that could be a little destructive. But with that Queen of Wands energy, I think that King of Swords makes the other person feel like the King of Wands and vice versa. That looks like a beautiful, beautiful balance. Okay. All right. Last giveaway. I have like soot or something all over me. Let me just see if that's on camera. Last giveaway. This is for the 30-minute reading. Again, if you want a reading in like the last month, or even 6 weeks, we're going to let somebody else take this. So if you do participate in this and you have one in the last 6 weeks, I'm going to give it to the second person that guessed. If you want to guess just to like test your intuition, that's fine. Yeah, I love that for Pisces. And it can be an internal balance too. That could be really beautiful, that you find the two sides that feed each other instead of, but if that's not internal, then that's a really beautiful relationship coming. Okay. I am, I love this. I am holding something. Patty, all due respect, I think you have a session this week that you won like just 2 weeks ago. So if you want to participate, that's fine. But it, you just won, so it will go to somebody else. Okay, so Mary, the special doesn't go live. If you read the details, the special doesn't go live till 8 p.m. on Sunday Eastern time, and then it'll run till Wednesday. Stella, it's red. It's my dragon's blood. Patty, your intuition though, every single time, girl, every single time, you're like almost always the first to guess. I think you've won at least 2 readings with me over the last year, but you're always guessing correctly. Stella, email me. Yay, I'm so happy for you, Stella. You're always supportive. You're always in the chat. You're always in on the videos. And so I'm very happy for you. Just so you guys know, Sunday, so we gave away 2 charts to Zoe. You can get a report too. And Samantha. Actually, so we gave away 3 charts, 3 reports, and a reading today. And I'll probably do about the same on Sunday. I'll be back Sunday. I don't know whether I'm just going to do free card pulls on Sunday to give back. But if there's a subject you guys want me to do like half and half, please let me know. Once, don't tell me here because then the chat will disappear for me. But once this is over, which is in like 1 minute, or less than 30 seconds, leave me a comment in the regular comment section if you guys want to, and maybe I'll put a poll up later for a subject to touch on anything you guys want to talk about astrologically or spiritually. Hey, Jazzy, I didn't see you sneak in there. What time will be tomorrow? Tomorrow will be at 11 a.m. I have to move it earlier because now I also have classes on Sundays and sessions on Sundays. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. But if you have any questions, you can always email me. I have to run to a session, guys. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Hi, Moanne.